July, we're gonna start a new series called All In. Okay, we're gonna start a new series All In, and it's gonna be a series about. I strongly encourage you to get baptized. Okay, so on the same day, July 28th, I'm in the mood of like I really want to baptize you mood. Okay, Pastor Sunny is in that mood, so I know if you've never been baptized, this is your chance. It's summertime. It's hot out there. Though you if it's not about like getting baptized, you still want to like jump into the water, right? So, end of this month, 28th of July, I want to, any of you who wants to get baptized, I really want to baptize you, okay? So we're going to set up the pool out there, a baptismal pool, and we'll do that. I know, you still feel like, I don't know, Pastor Sunny, I'm not really sure if I really want to do that, Everybody's watching me, I will get wet. I don't want to get wet, even this morning, I just... struggle because the rain's pouring, and I'm like, should I really go to church? I don't want to get wet. I know you feel that way, but with this, amazing baptizing experience, are your eyes like, come on, give me some more? I'm gonna design. I will give you the T-shirts. Okay, and I myself will design the T-shirts for this amazing. Okay, baptism event. You're like, I don't know. Do I really want to wear the T-shirt that you designed? Yeah, you really want to do that, okay? This is gonna be awesome. So please let me know, okay? I'm gonna put up so this series, the series is called All In. Like last 4 weeks, including this week, I will just try to convince you. I'll try to you really need to get baptized. This is your time. This is your moment. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's why the title is All In, because I'm gonna give all in to invite you to this amazing experience. Okay, and we're gonna throughout the series, we're gonna go to the book of Galatians in New Testament, and we're gonna talk about all that. Okay, all right. First part of the series. Of All In, we're going to go to the book of Galatians, chapter 1, verse 11 to 15. And the passage must be on the screen. Dun-dun. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read the passage for you. Here we go. I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that the gospel that I preached is not of human origin. I did not receive it from any man, nor was I taught it. Rather, I received it by revelation from Jesus Christ. For you have heard of my previous way of life in Judaism, how intensely I persecuted the church of God and tried to destroy it. I was advancing in Judaism beyond many of my own age among my people and was extremely zealous for the traditions of my fathers. But when God, who set me apart from my mother's womb and called me by His grace, was pleased. When I was in high school in States, it was like one of the boring days. When you were in high school, we don't really have any. Do we have some high school students? Is Sam in high school? Sam, are you in high school? Okay. If you're in high school, your day never ends. It's like long day. It's not just long day. It's like long day. Okay. So that was one of those days. I was like sitting, having lunch with my friends at the cafeteria, and my friend, out of nowhere, he was like saying, "Hey, Sonny, after school today, I'm going to this bowling team tryout. Are you interested in going? I want to go. I want to go with you." And I'm like, "What? Bowling team? Do we have any bowler here? Anybody bowls? No bowlers." Okay. Oh, Steve. Okay. Steve does every sports. Okay. Great. Including flipping pages in PowerPoint. Okay. That's great. I mean, bowling team, I do bowl sometimes, but am I really interested in joining bowling team? So I said, I don't know. I don't know if I want to join the bowling team. I'm not sure if I want to go to tryout. And he goes like, no, I'm not saying that you got to join the bowling team. all you gotta do is just go, and it's a free game. Okay, I mean, my school didn't have a bowling lanes or bowling section on campus. So what the bowling team does, I think most of schools actually do that too. They go out there in local bowling center and they bowl there. So he was basically saying you can you can play free bowling, for this tryout. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking you to join the bowling team. But I was still concerned, like, what if I bowl really good and I actually happen to join the team? And it's not really cool because I don't know about you guys, but bowling team doesn't sound that cool. Anybody who bowls doesn't sound like popular person. So I just wanted to prove that. So I just Google high school bowling team and I just picked a photo, okay, of just a random photo, okay. Just show me the photo. Bowling. Do they look cool? I know they're good people. Good people. I'm not saying that they're bad people, but I mean, just take a. I mean, I don't know who they are. It's just random photo of bowling team, just random high school in States. Okay, they don't look that cool. They don't look like they're popular to girls. No, they just look so like bowling team. Like if you're in basketball team, that's totally different story. Like basketball team, baseball team, soccer team, football team, like you're popular. But bowling team, you're like, I don't know. So I'm like, I don't know if I really want to go. But he kept just saying, you know what? We're gonna just have fun, just for fun. Okay? You're not gonna join the team just for fun. I'm like, I don't know. What if I bowl really, really good? Okay? Because I average, I don't know how what your average is. I average like 120, 110. And whenever I go bowling, I usually one of the best bowler in the group. So I was a little concerned. Oh, I don't know if I really want to join one of that team that's not that popular, not that cool. But he kept saying, hey, you gotta go. Okay, we'll just have fun. Okay, so we went to the tryout. I was there, and when I got there, they're full of people who look like that. Okay, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll bowl well and I'll beat them all, okay? We start bowling. And they kept hitting strikes, okay? One strike after another. And I got nervous. I'm like, wow, everybody's really good. I got really, really nervous. And I just kept missing the target. Okay, after the first game, everybody, they got like score over 180 or early 200. And I got 56. And I felt like so embarrassed and there's so much shame. So what happened is we played the second game. I try harder to get better score, and I got worse because I got even more nervous. My muscle didn't work as I really wanted. So I got like even 52 or something, and everybody else got 180, 200. And I felt like everybody was looking at me. I'm like, who is that guy? Look at that guy. He missed the target again. He missed the pins again. And I felt like so humiliated. So I played like 3-4 games. And unlike the intention that I had when I decided to go to bowling tryout, I didn't have any fun. No fun. Full of shame. Full of humiliation. And amazingly enough, I didn't get to join the team. I mean, the point is, the initial purpose, initial intention was to have fun, right? Oh, it's free bowling, right? But while it was happening, I didn't get any fun. In the end of it, I only got the bitterness left in me. And the friend who invited me to go with, it was like, hey, I'm not that good. Anyway, you know what? I'll be with you. What he actually got? He got like 190. And he gave me that look too. Hey, what is this? I still remember that feeling, the air, the awkwardness in that bowling center. I was the only one who was like so like not performing well at all. The point is, we all live our lives. We do things, we work hard, live hard, right? If you look at today's story, it is Paul is writing a letter to the churches in Galatia. He's saying, I'm looking back at my life. I lived really hard. I had a strong faith in Judaism. And the scripture, the text actually is saying I was zealous, okay? I was doing my best. Why? Because he's saying, around the people about my age, I was doing better because he was aware of the people around him, the community he belonged to. Why do we live our lives really hard? Why do you do your things that you do in your life with everything you got? Why do you raise your children with the best everything you got? Why do you really care about your career with all the time you have, all the energy you have? Why do you do all that? Why? Well, there are a lot of reasons, but the biggest reason is, I think, we do care about people around us. We do care about how they actually see us and how they shape us. Really affects us a lot, so we just follow that road. There's a movie called The Fight Club, and there's a very famous saying from Brad Pitt. It was actually from somebody else. I think it's Jack Welch. A quote goes like this. Quote, we buy things we don't need with the money we don't have to impress people we don't like. Isn't that what we do everyday life? We buy things we don't want with the money that we don't have to impress people we don't like. I can't even rephrase that. We live our life. We work hard, you see, with the time that we don't have, energy that we don't have, to impress the people that we don't like. We do that because people around us, the community we belong to, it actually shapes us who we are. And we believe that that's why we gotta live hard, do our best. That's what you've been doing. That's what I've been doing. Another quote or funny thing that I found on the internet is, if you look at the women's magazine, it actually gives you all different kinds of information. Sometimes they actually contradict each other. It goes like this. Women's magazine, page 9. If you look at page 9, it's about how to lose weight fast. But if you go to the next page, page 10, you're beautiful the way you are. But if you go to the next page, page 11, cake recipe. You get all that information from the magazine, but they actually contradict each other, but we still follow that. Why? Because the community we belong to, the society we belong to, the people around us, we feel like we gotta follow this path. We gotta satisfy their views. That's how we live. That's what you've been doing. You study hard in school so that you feel like, all these other people around me, I don't want to get left out or get behind, like I did, in that bowling team tryout. You just try hard, live hard, to inspire, to just impress the people around you. And what happened after that is you actually get so into that. You get obsessed with it. You feel like that's everything that you got. And you just follow that with everything you have. Recently, I saw the video. It was very interesting. How many of you know the video game called Pac-Man? It's like circle, round shape, main character eats all the dots. Okay. There's a guy who was master of Pac-Man, who actually he was so into this game, he reached the perfection of the game. Perfection of the game means he never dies in the game. He got all the dots, and he survived through all the boards, and he reached the end of it. And here's his confession after that. Can you show us the video?
I'm Billy Mitchell, video game player of the century. I did the world's first perfect score on Pac-Man, 3,333,360. Ooh, it's exhausting to just say it. I began in the competitive world of pinball. It moved to Donkey Kong. But the greatest level of competition at the moment was Pac-Man. If I was going to be the best, I had to be the best at the game that was everywhere. So in 1999, I sent out a press release. I was as cocky as could be. They said, there's been 10 billion games played. How are you going to do it? I says, because I'm Billy Mitchell. You start off on the first board, but on board 21, that's where it reaches maximum difficulty. You have to navigate all the way to board 255, doing the same repetitive thing. You can't miss a dot, a prize, a blue man. You can't die once. You can't lose focus. You got to stay with it all the way there, 4 to 5 hours. You have to take a corner down to 1/60th of a second in order to create perfect timing. And keep your eye right here, right here. You have to do that over 29,000 times without making any mistakes and dying. You play 255 boards. On 256, there's enough memory left in the game for the left half of the board and not the right half. The right half is filled with computer garble, anything and everything that is not Pac-Man, different walls, different dots. That's what a perfect score is. The moment that score went up there, I thought, wow, I achieved perfection. You get to the end, there's nothing to do but die. There was nothing saying congratulations. There was nothing saying the end, game over. Nothing. The designer of Pac-Man, not only did he never think anyone would get to the end, he didn't know where the end was. He didn't know at what point the game would run out of memory. Everything to him is completely baffling. They never saw the split screen until I sent it to them. Masaya Nakamura, who's the godfather of video games, he crowned me Video Game Player of the Century for that and all the previous achievements. It doesn't get any higher than that.
Did you hear what he was saying? I am the what is it? Master of the century, the video game player of the century. Okay, that's the title he got. And he just, did you see him like, look at here, look here. Look what I do. And then he barely misses the enemy, you know, and then he just keep pursuing those dots. But once he reached the later parts of the game, whole game actually is falling apart. And the funny thing is, even the person who made the game, he didn't know that was happening. Because he thought, this maker of the game, the man who made the game, he thought nobody would actually get to that area. But the best part is, end of all that, once he says, once I reached the perfection, there was nothing. No congratulations, nothing. And that's not just what he did, that's what we do. We get so obsessed with this road, the path that's given to us from this society, from the world we live in. And we feel like we got to reach the perfection of it. We got to become the perfect dad, perfect mom. I got to be the perfect person at my work. I got to be the perfect student. We just keep pursuing that. I know, most of you, many of you, all of you are failing, reach the perfection. But even if you actually reach that perfection, same thing will happen to us. We're going to see the same thing there. No congratulations. There's nothing. But that's what we do. Paul did the same thing. He was so into Judaism. He tried to kill every Christians out there so that he can prove that he can reach the perfection of Judaism. That's how he lived. Why do we do that? Why do I live a life like that? Why do we reach? I mean, we all know that end of that road, end of that, career, end of that parenthood, end of that, all that. We all know that there is nothing. But why do we still keep pursuing that? Why? Because we have that anxiety. What if I get behind? What if I lose? What if I don't reach that level? Recently, I saw this video of a lecture. It's just 4-minute lecture that was done by Frederick Bauckham. He's a writer who wrote the book called A Man Called Otto. Have you heard of the title, Man Called Otto? There's a movie actually done after that. You can watch the movie on Netflix too, and Tom Hanks is in it too. I didn't get to see the Tom Hanks version. I saw the German version, but this is a great book. I didn't really get to read the book, but it's a great movie. Anyway, the writer of that book, the bestseller, he gave a 4-minute lecture to the Writers Club, and I'd like to share the video with you. Okay, can you show us the video?
Joining us all the way from Sweden, international bestseller Fredrik Backman.
Good evening. My name is Fredrik Backman. I'm here tonight because my agent said that this would be good for my career. She said I need to learn how to speak in front of people. It will be fun, she said. So I told her that I write books. I spend 8 hours every day locked inside a room with people I have made up. If I was comfortable talking to real people, I would have a real job. But my agent said, you know, just go up there and talk about the life of a writer. And I said, all right. Being a writer is the best way I know how to get paid for being insane. Don't applaud. I only have 4 minutes. Stop. I only have 4 minutes. My brain and I, we are not friends. My brain and I, we are classmates doing a group assignment called Life, and it's not going great. So my agent, upon hearing this, said, which is American for I could have been a lawyer. And then she said, maybe you can talk about how you suffer from creative anxiety, Fredrik. And I said, I don't suffer from creative anxiety. And my agent said, well, everyone around you suffer. So I explained that I don't have creative anxiety. I just have, this is just normal death anxiety. And sometimes I have panic anxiety if I'm in a hurry and I need to have a lot of anxiety all at once. But I don't have creative anxiety. I never get writer's block. And the secret is easy, it's procrastination. I don't want to brag, but I'm very good at procrastination. I'm going to have a writer's block, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I am so good at procrastination that the only reason that I am here tonight is because I'm supposed to be finishing a book right now. But my anxiety is not creative, my anxiety is Scandinavian, because I am from Sweden. And now in America, Sweden is often confused with Switzerland, but we are very different. In Switzerland, they have chocolate and watches. In Sweden, we have IKEA and depression. Swedish depression is just like American depression, but it's cheaper and you have to assemble it yourself. And some parts may be missing, so if someone in here is depressed tonight and don't know why, then you might be Scandinavian. Of course, some of you will think that because I am Scandinavian, I must write crime novels, but I find murder to be too much work. So instead, I write novels about characters who could murder someone, but they haven't gotten around to it yet. Now, I wrote this speech on the airplane from Sweden to America, which was great because of the time difference. Americans call that jet lag, I call it a procrastinator's dream. Because Sweden is 6 hours ahead of New York, so I left home Sunday evening, and when I arrived here, it was still Sunday evening. The customs official asked me where I was traveling from, and I answered, the future. So, if you hear a strange sound now, that's my agent regretting her career choices. But it's too late now, Ariel. So, in conclusion, I am here tonight with all of my anxiety because I know that in this room there might be someone who is dreaming about writing a book. Dreaming of becoming an author. So I'm here to tell you that I am obviously an idiot. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I became an author anyway. So you can too. And I hope that one day I will be able to tell my agent that the reason that my next book is not finished yet is because I was busy reading yours. Thank you very much.
That's a good speech, right? Interesting thing about this lecture is that it's just a 4 minute. 4 minutes, I mean, good amount of time, very short. Is that he's a bestseller, okay? He's an author of the bestseller books, but he still feels that anxiety. He still feels that someday I'm gonna face that writer's creative block. I'm gonna face my own limit. I'm anxious. I gotta walk in this road, but someday, very soon, even now maybe, I'll find myself just lost. So he's anxious. That's what we do too. We're so anxious. That's why we just try to do things with the best that we can do. So live our lives really hard, work really hard too. Why? Because we feel like, what if I don't get to do it? What if I don't actually get to complete the thing that I wanted? What if I don't really get to reach the level that I actually wanted? Because we feel like we are in a position of that actually making our lives happen. But we're not. Paul was in the same situation. He was like, I am so into Judaism because the community that I belong to is all about Judaism. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to reach the level of perfection. So I'm going to walk around and find those Christians and I'm going to kill them. It was kind of a life he was living. But you know what actually happened to him? He said, the Bible says, he was called out through grace. Even when he was in mother's womb. Even before I did anything in my life, I was called out by grace. Because grace actually means you are not in a driver's seat. You're not in charge of your life. I am in that position. If you believe that, the path you're walking right now, the things you're obsessed with, you feel like the most valuable things in your life, you'll accept that as nothing. Because you don't really get to reach anywhere or finish anything or reach a certain level of perfection. I made you perfect already. The race you're in is not about you. Recently, I saw a very interesting article. It was about marathon runner. It looked like this. Okay, if you actually go to Japan, Osaka, and there's a very famous painting on the wall, or it's a sign. I've never been to Osaka, so I don't know what it is like. Anybody been to Osaka before? Okay, have you seen this? Okay. This painting is drawn after a very famous marathon runner. His name coming. My phone is slow because it's a cheap phone. Okay, here we go. His name is Shizo Kanakuri. Okay, and he looked like this in his prime time. The 54 Shizo Karakumi, he was born in 1891 and died in 1983, was a Japanese marathon runner who holds the Guinness World Record for the longest time to complete a marathon. Kanakuri was the first Japanese athlete to qualify for the Olympics, but he disappeared during the marathon. In the 1912 Stockholm Games, when about 16 miles into the race, an exhausted Karakuni left the course and stumbled into a garden party where he drank orange juice for an hour. Embarrassed by his failure, he silently returned to Japan without notifying race officials. A Swedish reporter discovered him working as a geography teacher in southern Japan in 1967. Swedish television offered him the chance to complete his marathon race. On March 20th, 1967, after 54 years, he finished the marathon race. Next photo. His official time was 54 years, 8 months, 6 days, 5 hours, 32 minutes, 20.3 seconds. Isn't it amazing? It's an amazing story. He started a race 1912 and finished it 1967, 54 years later. I found this part interesting because he was in the race, he got too exhausted, so he left the course, and then he felt, what does the article say? He felt ashamed. He felt embarrassed. I didn't get to finish my race. I didn't get to reach the level of perfection. So I feel shame. I feel embarrassed. So I can't go back there. I can't finish the race. Many of us feel that way. I want to be a good mom. I want to be a good dad. But I can't get there. I feel so embarrassed. I feel so ashamed. I want to prove to the coworkers at my work that I am a good employee. I want to show them I'm competent. But I fail to do that. I feel so ashamed, embarrassed. I want to show my parents that I'm a good student. I want to show them I am a qualified student. I want to show them I'm a good child of theirs. But I fail to show them that. I want to impress you guys that I'm a good pastor, awesome preacher. But I'm failing that at this moment. I feel shamed. We all do that. But what happened to this guy, the marathon runner? He thought it was failure. But the committee called him back. And I'll let you finish the race. That's what happened to all of us. We feel shame. We feel the humiliation. We feel the embarrassment out there. We feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not there yet. I don't think I can get to the level of perfection. Then God called us back to Him by only His grace. And He's saying, you can't finish your race. Of course not. I'm going to finish the race for you. Actually, I finished the race already on the cross. The tree called the cross. I came to this world, didn't mind getting humiliated and tortured and murdered on the tree called the cross so that I can show you that the race is done. The perfection is not something you can reach. No, it's not. Perfection is something that's done only by me, for you, only through grace. So I want you to just go back to your life. I know, you're going to feel that shame again. You're going to feel humiliated again. You feel embarrassed, like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough dad. I'm not good enough mom. I'm not good enough student. I'm not good enough child. I'm not good enough employee. I know everybody out there is just running just faster than you. You're like getting behind. All that's happening to you. It's okay. It's okay. Because our God, called every one of us to Him only by grace. And if you believe that, if you feel like, yes, that's something that I believe, then which actually means you want to get baptized. Okay? So, if you want to get baptized, come on, next one. If you want to get baptized, please let Pastor Sonny know. This is a great season, great time to get baptized. Because the race you're in, you don't get to finish that. Only by grace. And once, as you just getting into that water, you're being dunked by me, it'll be an awesome experience. You will know again and again, yes, not me, but Him, only His grace. Let me know, call me, text me, okay? I can see that you're like so excited already. I want to get baptized. Let's pray. As you pray, I want to ask you the question. What are you really anxious about in your life? What are you really obsessed with? What is the thing in your life you're just pursuing really, really hard with everything that you got? Oh, I mean, this got to be the most valuable thing in my life. What is that thing you're following, you're pursuing? Is it family? Is it work? Is it reputation? Or is it people's recognition? Or is it your self-esteem? Is it your parents' recognition? Your parents' approval? There's something in your life you feel like this is it. I really got to achieve this. I really got to reach the level of perfection in this. What is it? I want you to just say that. Just lay it down before your God. God, I feel like this is it. This is the thing that I've been just following in my life. This is something I am obsessed with. This is something I am so anxious about. And as you actually pour that out, just bring it out to our God. I think you can hear His whisper to your heart. I know you're in that race. I know you're running hard, doing hard, working hard to finish that race, reach the level of perfection. But I called you out back to me by grace. Your perfection is done already by me. Your value, your existence, your presence, everything about you comes from me, not from the thing that you're following. And He's going to show us, He'll show you that amazing grace on the cross. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. You don't have to worry about proving yourself. No. It's done on that tree called cross. Let's pray.